Good evening. This is All India Radio and I am Lalima Aneja Dang with the news at 9. The headlines. Cabinet approves 10% reservation for the economically backward section of the general category in jobs and education. Defence Minister Nirmala Sitharaman terms doubts raised by Congress on government contracts given to HAL as misleading. Jawahar Navodaya Vidyalayas across the country to get 5,000 additional seats. Private FM channels to broadcast AIR news from tomorrow, says Information and Broadcasting Minister Colonel Rajyavardhan Rathore. India takes over operations of strategic Chabahar port in Iran. Awami League chief Sheikh Hasina sworn in as Bangladesh Prime Minister for the third consecutive term. And in cricket, India makes history by winning the first ever Test series in Australia. Union Cabinet has approved 10% reservation in direct recruitments in government jobs and admission to higher educational institutions for the economically backward section in the general category. Sources said the reservation benefit is likely to be availed by those whose annual income is below 8 lakh rupees and have up to 5 acres of agricultural land. The government is likely to bring a constitutional amendment bill in Parliament tomorrow as the quota will be over and above the existing 50% reservation. Articles 15 and 16 of the Constitution will have to be amended for the implementation of the decision. Reacting to the decision, Union Minister of State for Finance Shiv Pratap Shukla said it was the long-pending demand of the economically backward section which has been fulfilled by the Narendra Modi government.
पहले से इसकी मांग चली आ रही थी। ये आर्थिक दृष्टि से पिछड़े हुए सभी सामान्य वर्गों को दिया जाए। बीजेपी की यह मांग रही है जिसको आज प्रधानमंत्री जी ने पूरा करने का काम किया है। मैं प्रधानमंत्री जी को धन्यवाद देता हूं। हमारे लिए यह जरूरी था जिसको करके हमने दिखाया है।
BJP leader Udit Raj also welcomed the move.
I welcome wholeheartedly the reservation given to 10% to economically weaker people in upper caste. And now the ceiling which was fixed at 50% will be raised to 60%.
CBI raids in connection with alleged illegal sand mining in Uttar Pradesh during the previous Akhilesh Yadav government and Rafale aircraft deal issues marred proceedings of Parliament today. Both the houses witnessed repeated adjournments before finally adjourning for the day in the post-lunch session. When the Lok Sabha met at 2 p.m., Congress members again rushed into the well, demanding a JPC probe into the Rafale deal and raised slogans. MPs from the Samajwadi Party created uproar over the CBI raids. As noisy scenes continued, Speaker Sumitra Mahajan adjourned the House for the day. In the pre-lunch session, the House witnessed 3 adjournments. The Speaker suspended 3 AIADMK MPs and 1 TDP member from the House for 2 sittings for their unruly behaviour. Similar scenes were witnessed in the Rajya Sabha as Samajwadi Party, BSP and other opposition MPs created ruckus over CBI raids. The upper house witnessed 2 adjournments over the issue before finally adjourning for the day. Defence Minister Nirmala Sitharaman today rejected the doubts raised by Congress on her statement in Lok Sabha on contracts given by the government to Hindustan Aeronautics Limited HAL. Giving details of the contracts for weapon procurement during the 0 hour, Ms. Sitharaman termed the reports raising doubts on her statement on the contracts as misleading.
I have received confirmation from the HAL that during 2014-18, contracts amounting to 26,570.80 crores of rupees have already been signed with HAL and orders approximately 73,000 crores of rupees are in the pipeline, and doubts raised in this regard are incorrect and misleading.
Congress President Rahul Gandhi had accused the Defence Minister of lying about procurement orders worth 1 lakh crore rupees for the HAL. BJP today hit out at Congress President Rahul Gandhi over his allegations on the Rafale fighter jets deal. Talking to reporters outside Parliament, senior party leader and Union Minister Ravi Shankar Prasad accused Mr. Gandhi of spreading falsehood on the deal. He accused the Congress President of hobnobbing with middlemen in Augusta Westland and Eurofighter defense deals.
क्या राहुल गांधी राफेल का विरोध इसीलिए कर रहे हैं कि यूरो फाइटर के लॉबिस्ट के वो दबाव में है? क्योंकि क्रिश्चियन मिशेल से अपने संबंधों को वो इनकार नहीं कर सकते। लीडिंग फैमिली की चर्चा ऑगस्टा वेस्टलैंड में भी हो रही है और यहां भी हो रही है।
The Lok Sabha today passed the Personal Laws Amendment Bill 2018 amid din. The bill seeks to uphold the rights of people with leprosy. It was to amend the Divorce Act 1869, the Dissolution of Muslim Marriage Act 1939, the Special Marriage Act 1954, the Hindu Marriage Act 1955, and the Hindu Adoption and Maintenance Act 1956 to end discrimination against leprosy persons. Minister of State for Law and Justice P.P. Chowdhury moved the bill for consideration and passing. Speaking on the bill, Mr. Chowdhury said leprosy is a curable disease and the amendment bill is aimed at eliminating leprosy as a ground for dissolution of marriage or divorce. The Assam Gana Parishad AGP today pulled out of the BJP-led coalition government in Assam. It was announced by the AGP President and Assam Cabinet Minister Atul Bora after meeting Union Home Minister Rajnath Singh in New Delhi. He said, as BJP remains firm on tabling the Citizenship Amendment Bill 2016 in Lok Sabha tomorrow, AGP is quitting the coalition government. The snapping of the ties by the AGP, however, does not threaten the BJP-led alliance government in Assam. Well, this is All India Radio giving you the news. For quick news updates, follow us on Twitter at AIR News Alerts. Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Russian President Vladimir Putin had a telephonic conversation today. During the talks, both leaders discussed bilateral cooperation in the key areas, including defense and counter-terrorism. Recalling successful wide-ranging discussions in Sochi in May and during President Putin's visit to New Delhi in October for the annual summit, they agreed to maintain the momentum in the bilateral relations. President Putin reiterated the invitation to the annual Eastern Economic Forum in September this year. Human Resource Development Minister Prakash Javadekar today approved an increase of 5,000 seats at Jawahar Navodaya Vidyalayas across the country. The admission to the additional seats will start in the 2019-2020 academic session. Now, the number of seats has increased from 46,600 to 51,000 at the Jawahar Navodaya Vidyalayas. Mr. Javadekar said this is the biggest ever expansion of quality education for rural students and a step in the right direction. Private FM channels will broadcast All India Radio News after Information and Broadcasting Minister Colonel Rajyavardhan Rathore launches the news sharing at a function in New Delhi tomorrow. In an exclusive interview to AIR News, Mr. Rathore said it is a positive step as radio is the biggest mass medium for citizens.
रेडियो के ऊपर कल से शुरू हो रही है खबरें. It's a very positive step. So regular FM channels, private FM channels will also run the All India Radio News on their platforms, and of course All India Radio has, as it has been running news. So it's a welcome step.
The minister said that radio has been popularized again due to Prime Minister Narendra Modi's Mann Ki Baat program. He said AIR-FM is covering 50% of population in the country and private FM channels are being given opportunities in different cities and towns.
कई सारे ऐसे शहर हैं जहां पर हम प्राइवेट एफएम को अवसर दे रहे हैं अपने रेडियो स्टेशन सेटअप करने के लिए. तो एक तरह से कंपटीशन भी हो जाता है और लोगों के पास में और ऑप्शंस भी अवेलेबल हो जाते हैं.
Well, the full interview can be heard on the FM Gold and Rajdhani channel from 9:15 p.m. Former Union Minister P. Chidambaram was today questioned once again by the Enforcement Directorate in connection with the 305 crore rupees INX media money laundering case. This is the second time that the senior Congress leader deposed before the agency in the case. Mr. Chidambaram and his son Karthi are under scanner in connection with the Foreign Investment Promotion Board clearance granted to INX Media in 2007 when Mr. Chidambaram was the finance minister. A special court in Chennai today sentenced Tamil Nadu Youth Welfare and Sports Development Minister Balakrishna Reddy to 3 years in jail in a stone pelting case. The court also imposed a fine of 10,000 rupees on the minister. 16 other people have also been convicted in the case. It relates to a demonstration in 1998 at Hosur in Krishnagiri district against illicit liquor. Transport Corporation buses were damaged during the demonstration. India has taken over operations of the strategic Chabahar port in Iran. This is the first time India will be operating a port outside its territory. The Shipping Ministry, in a statement in New Delhi, said the Government of India took over the operations of a part of Shahid Beheshti port at Chabahar in Iran during the Chabahar Trilateral Agreement meeting held there on the 24th of last month. The Chabahar port in the Sistan-Balochistan province in the energy-rich nation's southern coast is easily accessible from India's western coast. The port is being considered as a gateway to golden opportunities for trade by India, Iran and Afghanistan with Central Asian countries, besides ramping up trade among the three countries in the wake of Pakistan denying transit access to New Delhi. A British court today cleared the extradition of alleged bookie Sanjeev Chawla, a key accused in the cricket match-fixing scandal involving former South African captain Hansie Cronje in 2000. The case will now go to Home Secretary Sajid Javid for a formal extradition order. According to court documents, the Delhi-born businessman had moved to the UK on a business visa in 1996. After his Indian passport was revoked in 2000, Chawla obtained a UK passport in 2005 and is now a British citizen. Awami League chief Sheikh Hasina was sworn in as Prime Minister of Bangladesh for the third consecutive term today. President Muhammad Abdul Hamid administered the oath of office to 71-year-old Hasina at the Banga Bhavan in Dhaka. It is Hasina's fourth term in office. The Bangladesh president also administered the oaths to the new ministers. Hasina will lead a cabinet of 24 ministers, 19 ministers of state and 3 state ministers. Her cabinet is mostly made up of new faces. Awami League and its allies secured 288 seats out of elections held for 299-member parliament recently. Sensex at the Bombay Stock Exchange climbed 155 points to end at 35,850. Nifty at the National Stock Exchange also surged 44 points to settle at 10,772. In cricket, India scripted history by winning their first ever Test series on Australian soil after beating the home team 2-1 as the fourth and final test ended in a tame draw due to inclement weather. India scored 622 for 7 in their first innings and then bowled out Australia for 300, thereby enforcing the follow-on. However, persistent drizzle washed out day 5, thereby keeping the victory margin down to 2-1. India reinforced their status as the world's number 1 test team and retained the Border Gavaskar Trophy with the series win. President Ramnath Kovind and Prime Minister Narendra Modi congratulated the Indian team for their win. The News Services Division of All India Radio, in its weekly bilingual live phone-in program Public Speak tonight, will bring you a discussion on Ayushman Bharat, a revolutionary step towards public health. This can be heard on FM Gold channel and additional frequencies from 9:30 p.m. Well, Kumbh Mela will commence from the 15th of this month at Prayagraj in Uttar Pradesh. The Mela will continue till the 4th of March. Briefing reporters in New Delhi, Uttar Pradesh's Industrial and Sugarcane Development Minister has said that elaborate arrangements have been made for the Kumbh Mela. And now before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Cabinet approves 10% reservation for the economically backward section of the general category in jobs and education. Defence Minister Nirmala Sitharaman terms doubts raised by Congress on government contracts given to HAL as misleading. Jawahar Navodaya Vidyalayas across the country to get 5,000 additional seats. private FM channels to broadcast AIR news from tomorrow, says Information and Broadcasting Minister Colonel Rajyavardhan Rathore. India takes over operations of strategic Chabahar port in Iran. And in cricket, India makes history by winning first ever test series in Australia. And that's all we have for you in the news at 9. Good night.